Okay, here we have a question that's been submitted by a student, and this is a little bit of, a little bit scary of a linear equation just because of it having all the fractions there. Now, if we don't want to deal with the fractions, we can get rid of them by multiplying through by the common denominator. And in this case, we need to decide what is the common denominator first. So between 9, 2, and 6, our common denominator here would be 18, so that's a good place to start. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this problem, the 4x plus 2 over 9 minus, but I'm going to leave a little bit of space and put the 4x plus 1 over 2 equals, and then the 1/6. Now I rewrote this and left a little bit of space between the terms so that I could show that I'm multiplying through by the common denominator. So the common denominator here was 18, so I'm going to show that I'm multiplying every single term by that 18. Now, if you'll remember, whenever you're multiplying fractions, you can always do some canceling to begin with. So in this first term, the 9 will go into the 18 two times, so we have left 2 times 4x plus 2. And then for the second term, 2 will go into 18 9 times. So what we have left is the minus 9 times 4x plus 1 equals. Now in the third term, the 6 will go into the 18 3 times. So we have 3 times 1, which is 3. Now we've eliminated all of our fractions, so we don't have that to worry about. Now we can go ahead and we can start solving this equation. So our first step is always going to be to distribute. We want to make sure and do that. So when we distribute, we'll have 8x plus 4, and then we distribute our negative 9. Remember that negative is part of the 9 now. So that would be negative 36x and then minus 9 equals 3. Alright, now we've done all distribution, so our next step is we're going to have to collect like terms. So here we have a 8 and a minus 36. So I need to put those together. So that's going to be what? Minus 28x. And I can also put together our plain numbers. We have a positive 4 and a negative 9, which would be a negative 5 equals 3. And now we can go ahead and move the 5 over to collect those like terms. Those are both just plain numbers. So in order to remove it from the left-hand side, we have to do the opposite, which would be a plus 5. We're going to do that to both sides. So now we have minus 28x equals 3 and 5 would be 8. And then, excuse me, in order to get the x alone, we have to do the opposite. So this right now is being multiplied by a negative 28. So the opposite of that would be to divide by negative 28. So I'm going to move over here so we have a little bit more room. So now negative 28 over negative 28 is 1, so we just have x on the left. And on the right we have positive divided by negative is negative 8 over 28. Now when we simplify that, because those are both even numbers, so I know at least 2 will go into them both. 2 will go into the top 4 times, and 2 will go into the bottom 14 times. So here again, this will reduce down even more. So x will equal, let's see, 2 will go into the top 2 times, and it will go into the denominator 7 times. So we think our answer should be x equals negative 2/7. Now we can check that by plugging that into our equation here. I'm going to clear this answer, and I'm going to have to put in for a fraction. So we're going to try putting in the negative 2 over 7 and see if that's the right answer. Yes, it is.